We're back with Fast Five, where our three panelists discuss 5 topics in 7 short minutes. Let's get to our topics. We've talked about this before. 1.5 million is past due with the speed cameras. What's this all about?
1.5 million of tax burden that was placed upon the citizens of our community. That's what it is.
Did you get a ticket and you didn't pay?
I don't want to comment on that one there.
Did you, Jim?
Yeah, at one point I did.
Yeah.
At one point you did?
Well, so what happened was, it was a, and I don't know what happened, but long story short, the envelope got misplaced in our house somewhere, and it never got paid. And interestingly, 3 months later, our car was up for renewal, and guess what they won't do if you don't pay your speed camera tickets?
You won't get the renewal.
Won't get your new. So we found out quickly that we had a problem, but apparently, and I think we ended up paying maybe $80 rather than $40 because of the late fee. But apparently, if you just renewed and then have this happen, the late fees can get pretty expensive on this. So 1.5 million, if you divide that by 40, that's about 37,500 tickets that are
Or roughly
late.
the population of the city of Hagerstown.
There you go.
How much is that on the tax rate? A couple cents on the tax rate.
Well, again, it's a revenue collection device. I wish we would call it what it is.
Yeah, I think they have a process in place, though, that they ought to be able to collect most of these because, and again, I guess maybe some of it is from people that are out of state. Maybe it's harder to collect that because you can't.
Well, he's added somebody. There's an organization now which it's going to cost them $5,000 a year to do the collection. Okay, Henry, here's your favorite topic. This is you. The Trump tax plan. Who wins, who loses?
I don't see any true winners in this. I think it falls short of what he campaigned on. I don't think it's going to stimulate the economy that they're hoping the way it will. Maybe I'm just being a sour dish rag on this. I don't think it's going to check the right boxes to make it work.
But he's going to take the money to give a tax cut to the upper 1% from the very people that's not paying the 1.5 million tax.
But peel back in a couple more pages of what his proposal is. He might be eliminating that, but he's also moving some other things around and eliminating some other deductions that they would normally be eligible for. So the net is everyone's going to wind up having a burden. Probably the lower middle class might escape without having the punishment as much as other people, but everyone's going to have more burden placed on their shoulders.
So it's really not a tax. It's not a tax cut. So it's so here we have another issue that we're trying to deal with federally, and you're having a problem. What do you think? You wanted that tax cut. You wanted to see that thing go through. What's happened?
I want tax simplification, number one. I think that's an important piece. I think whether you're talking local, state, or national, tax simplification is a critical piece. And I know the accountants don't want to hear anybody say that, but I think it's something we need to do.
So what do you think on the estate tax?
On the estate tax, I'm not in favor of an estate tax.
Well, who benefits the most? Would he say he would benefit something like $4 billion?
Okay.
But Ron, one of the biggest things with his tax plan is someone in Jim's shoes is going to be extremely penalized as a small business owner. There's a lot more burdens on the small business owner than is on corporate, which has a huge accounting department to handle all this. So he's going to have more burden on doing his regular tax filing. Right. And simplification, it'd be great if we could just have a postcard and say, well, I made X dollars and my percent is Y and I'm paying Z. Well, it just doesn't work that way. We still have a lot of other things that are kind of messing with the way he advertised the plan.
And back to the estate tax, what percentage of the population now is impacted by the estate tax? A very small percentage.
It's going to be your upper echelon of people. That's
right.
Primarily.
Because
what has happened? You got both houses now. You got the Senate, you got the House, and you have the presidency. What is the issue of getting this accomplished? And who are you going to take it from? They've never identified yet where the money's coming from for a tax cut.
Well, so there's two.
And then there's the infrastructure. We haven't got that in there yet. That's $1 trillion. Where's all this money coming from? For Puerto Rico, for Texas.
So you're saying we should punish Puerto Rico for this? Is that what I just heard?
That's what he said.
No,
he already said
I'm
Puerto
asking
Rico
you
wrecked his
now.
budget. He already said Puerto
I'm
Rico
sorry,
wrecked his budget.
I'm kind of pulling you back here. We have to help the citizens of the United States. So, part of this is helping Puerto Rico. They are citizens of the United States. Where we're going to come up with the funds? Oh, we're going to pass it on to the next generation, probably, because that's what every other administration has successfully done.
You all stood for cutting spending. Where's it being
wait a
cut?
minute. Whoa.
Whoa.
There's two. So first of all, you asked me 3 questions in a row without giving any opportunity for me to answer.
Yeah, but you got plenty of time now.
Okay, so let's talk about this. So first of all, why can't he get things through having both houses and because there's disagreement, and disagreement is good, and I love to see disagreement within our own party, because the only thing we've ever seen is disagreement across the parties. I love the fact that the people are holding him to task, and he's holding them to task. Now, I don't know, I'm not suggesting which side of that argument I'm on at this point, because it probably depends on the particular argument, but I like the fact that they're talking about it. If they don't get anything done, well, then we got another problem.
Why doesn't he make a proposal? Why doesn't he make
a proposal? Hold on.
Part 2.
Hold on. Again, they're arguing internally. Where are we going to get the money? If you're a Democrat in the last 8 years, you say, spend it, build up the infrastructure, and that will cause jobs to be created. And government has a role in creating jobs. That was the process. It didn't work so well. Okay, now you can argue that, but it didn't work so well. If you're a Republican, you say supply side. You're a supply side guy, right? Get government out of the way and the free market will work its will. At different points in our history, both of those theories have worked. Ronald Reagan created a lot of jobs with supply side economics. Bill Clinton, although he was mostly a centrist, created jobs with the Democratic plan. The question is, what plan do we need when? And that's where I think the issue is. And that's all I got to say about that.
And I think part of the thing is we lost the effort for debate.
That's true.
How about the Anthem, the Odom guy with the Ravens Anthem singer? Why'd he quit?
Well, he didn't personally notify me as to the reasons why he's quit, but I imagine it's because of the protests going on regarding people taking knees for the anthem. He's free to do that. I can't say whether do I support him in doing it? That's his choice. It was his job. If he chose to leave it.
It was a choice of him to kneel.
That's true.
So he quit. County identifies Cline as source of leaks, opens investigation. Jim?
Yeah. This is just an absolute mess, and I have no idea where it's going to end up. I don't know a lot of the details on it, but there's nothing good that's going to come out of this whole situation. This thing with Sarah Sprecher and Langford and our sitting commissioner, and now this and all of this stuff, it's going to cost us a lot of money. It's not going to provide any value back to the citizens. And in my mind, this part of it is just a big nothing burger.
Do you think it's wise to say, when you're having an ethics violation and you're charged, to say bring them on?
I don't think it's wise, but it's kind of like the guy on the Energized battery commercial. I dare you knock it off my shoulder. He's putting up a strong front and hoping that no one's going to come after him.
Good words, Henry. Stay tuned. Thumbs up, thumbs down is next.